everybody can see us. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Burn Bryte. This is the second episode of our season 2. So if you are new, welcome. Burn Bryte is a science fantasy game specifically designed for Roll20. It is the game we are playing and showcasing during this stream. Specifically, we are playing through the brand new module After Midnight, which just came out a few weeks ago at Roll20Con. So I am very excited to get more into this story, see where it's going. But of course, before we dive in, we gotta meet our cast of wonderful people. So let's go ahead and start here. Gnome, who are you? Who are you playing?
Hi, I'm Gnome, and today I am playing Little Voice 11, who is a 15-foot tall peacecraft, which is basically a mech. And it's amazing. I love it so much.
Good. I'm so excited too because Katie Budubin, who is our wonderful character artist, has finished all of the art. So now you can see depictions of our cuties, of our space cuties all around us. I absolutely love Little Voice's art. It's so good. And of course, we also have joining us Nassim. Who are you? Who are you playing?
Oh, good evening. I'm Nassim, and I'm playing your 9-foot-tall horde of beautiful, shiny space bugs, Vam Fam.
Yes, and Lisa.
I am Lisa Penrose, and I am playing your mysterious space cat with a double identity, Ciela Gloss. Since everyone is naming their heights, I am 3'11" and a half.
Whoa, only 3 foot.
That's going to come back and bite me, but I decided I'm small and cute.
You're so small. Oh my gosh. Love it all. Love it all. And of course, our final player, Eugenio.
Hey everybody, I'm Eugenio, DM Jazzy Hands, and tonight I'm playing Atash, our 5 foot long, I don't know about tall, I'm not sure Atash is ever on there end to end, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But 5 foot long.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe they're stronger than me, who knows? 5 foot long Zavoy friend who is currently in the body of an Ulran, ex-cultist of Gulmach.
Yay! And my name is Celeste Konowich. I will be playing your game master, which means I am all the characters that are not these four. Thank you everybody so much for joining us. Before we dive into the recap of what happened last time, I want to remind folks that we are running a donation charity event here. So you can look up in the bar above, you see a Tiltify campaign that we have going. All proceeds of donations go to Code 2040, which is an awesome organization that works to break down barriers Black and Latinx folks are facing in the coding industry. So really great stuff. And if you donate and you see this little bar here, every time we hit the $100 mark, we raffle off a copy of After Midnight. So you can win this amazing game that we are playing through right now and help people at the same time. So it is really good stuff. So make sure to watch the chat. You can hit !donate to see the details of how you can donate. And of course, keep your eyes out for that keyword and enter to win. Yes, so that's the business, everybody. So let's turn our attention to the narrative. What happened last time on our first episode? Tell me, everyone, what happened?
We had a lovely cafeteria meal.
You did. It was okay.
It was great. Best on Golgi the Magnificent.
Mm-hmm. Only cafeteria on Golgi the Magnificent.
And we had a mission to go into the Ghost Belt and find out what happened to someone who was in a plasma mining ship.
Yeah. So you all had met up with a familiar face from season 1. Do you remember who that was? Our Peacecraft?
It was Jade Crucible.
Yes.
And I was gonna do a bit because Atash didn't pay attention at all during this meeting, but it was Jade Crucible.
I appreciate you, Gold Star. Jade Crucible. Yes, your old Peacecraft friend Jade Crucible, who you had helped before on the planet Ozobni, was there and had summoned you all to take up this job. Do you remember who it was that went missing in this plasma ship?
think I took notes.
A
Probably look at
Zavoy
that.
member
Demir?
of the ARC.
Demir Olam?
Yeah, Denier. Nasim, could you turn up your mic a little bit? Yeah, so a Zavoy, member of the ARC, which is the same organization that Jade Crucible belongs to. So Denier was one of these people who had gone missing on board this plasma vessel. So you all had accepted this mission, kind of met up, got back on Wanda. Tell us a little bit about what happened there. What did we discover about our new characters, and what new things have we learned about our old characters?
We learned that Atosh is beautiful.
Yeah, inside and out.
That was and that their voice isn't as off-putting as they always assumed. At least not to everyone. Also, they really like crystals now.
Yeah. I was like, what else is new about Atosh?
No, that's all. Nothing else unusual. No, they're super into crystals now. Though it has yet to be determined to the rest of the crew whether they're just super into crystals because they use them for something, or the reason is unclear. Maybe there isn't a reason. Why does there need to be a reason?
Someone was messing with Ciela Gloss's plant necromancy project, which might have been Atosh, in which case I think you have a problem because you can't seem to respect boundaries.
Oh, yes. And what else? We saw a little bit about, we learned a little bit about Little Voice and their kind of room setup. What remind us real quick, some things, important things to remember about Little Voice.
Very simplistic, tall robot who is very excited to just meet everybody, and they had a little memorial in their room.
And Vam, what's up? What has changed? What's new with Vam?
Vam is a little bit more sure of themselves, has more of a following, of course, based on the last arc that we went through. Their room is full of fan mail and like stories and updates from followers across the galaxy.
Yeah, so we had spent some time on board Wanda, who is now sort of a half rainforest, half ship, and we had traveled in pursuit of this Denier that you're looking for. And what had you all found?
Mushrooms.
A terrible message. They had crashed, but we didn't know why. And we were all investigating the crash scene. Ciela Gloss spoke to a mushroom.
Yes.
And she thinks we must beware of the mushrooms now. Pretty sure they want to eat us.
Very carnivorous intentions. Yeah.
It looked like the crash had been there a while too. Like whatever happened, people had left. Vam was looking for tracks, and we found some leading south from the ship.
And then what was the very last thing? I think Little Voice, you had picked up on something at the last moment, and something had come at you. What was that?
Not just a something, but there's like a lot of somethings, and they're not very happy. They're also armed.
Yes. Yeah, and that is
yes.
Yeah, that's good. That is where we are picking up. So all of you had been investigating this crash site of a ship called the Midnight Oil, which was this plasma mining rig that you had sent.
Did it burn?
No, it's fine. Did it burn bright? I don't know.
Sorry.
Did the midnight oil burn bright?
There it is. Yeah, there it is. The whole thing. I'm so sorry to interrupt you. That was terrible. I apologize.
So you had all been investigating this crash. You had got down onto this mushroom planet, Falnala, and investigated the scene. And just as you were kind of putting these pieces, these clues together, Little Voice, this rattle of fire had come out towards you as like this big explosion had basically landed at your feet, and you all had heard this shrieking cry from the mushroom tree line, as now you see that there are 8 of these little faces that are pointing out from between these mushrooms here, and all of them seem to be armed to the teeth with knives, with laser pistols, with weapons of all kinds, as you see, these little like kind of black fuzzy faces with large ears and sort of this almost a trunk. And you see each one, they have multiple arms. So they are holding knives and weapons in all of these different configurations here.
You have like a handout that might demonstrate this?
Yes, I do. Wow, look at that. And with that, let's go ahead and transition to our gameplay screen. Everybody ready? Are we Wow, here we go. Oh, wow, we've arrived, everybody. Wow. Game time. Yeah, let's look at this handout, as Lisa so suggested out of nowhere, that we look at this handout. Look at these precious babies, everybody. That's them.
Oh, they're cute.
Yeah, well, with their guns pointed right at you. That's a gun.
I mean,
Do just want to remind everyone.
we hit share with players at the top, so it pops up on our screens too.
Oh, yes. Show to everyone. Okay, I guess.
Ooh.
I just wanted to
see
show
the gun
chat.
now.
Yeah.
Oh, now wait a minute. Yeah, I couldn't see the gun
now
earlier.
We can see the gun. Yeah, so these beings, they stand maybe 2 feet tall, the taller ones, but they're very small, and they are all dressed in sort of this amalgamation of clothing that they seem to have fashioned out of a bunch of different other types of clothing. But yeah, they are all armed to the teeth and screaming. So we are going to start our first ever combat for this season. So since we do have oh no, oh yes. So since we do have some new folks, and for anybody who might be new to the show, I'm going to give a brief overview of how combat works in this game. So you can see, of course, we have our battle grid here. Combat in Burn Bryte is very elegant and very fun. I'm a huge fan of the way it works. Basically, there are 3 phases to each turn of combat. During the first phase, I, as the GM, declare all of my enemies' actions. So what that means is that I'm going to go through one by one for each of these creatures and declare what they are going to spend their turns doing. The second phase of that turn is the hero's response to that. So before I actually do any damage or do any of the things I'm saying, the heroes get a chance to act. So we're going to basically go around. You all get to decide who goes first between all of you. You can, of course, work together, strategize, build your round. And then once you have decided that order, we're going to go by character. And on your turn, you can take as many actions as you can get away with, essentially. Burn Bryte kind of works on the adrenaline principle, where the first action you take on your turn is a complexity rating of 2. The second action you take on your turn is a complexity rating of 3. And then, of course, the third is 4, 5, 6, all the way up to almost impossible numbers. As a reminder, skill checks in this game, as long as you don't roll doubles, you succeed on whatever it is you're trying to do with your action. The catch is, if you fail, then I get to either take something called a collapse point, which is a bad news point that I can use to give my monsters extra actions or activate some really nasty abilities, or I can roll a consequence for you all. So maybe something breaks, or you get injured, or you take a condition, etc., etc. So it is a balance of pushing your luck or not during combat. So once all of the heroes' turns have resolved, we move into the third phase, which is when I resolve all of the actions I declared in phase 1. So if you haven't blocked my enemies, if you haven't stopped me, if you haven't dropped my enemies, I'm going to carry out whatever I said I was going to do in phase 1. So that's the general overview. When we do get more specifically into character turns, there are a few different things you can use your actions to do. Everybody gets free movement equal to whatever their character movement is. So that should be 5 squares for most of you, unless you have something that modifies it. So you get that for free. Other actions you can do, you can, of course, attack. You can defend. So if something is incoming, you can use your turn to block an incoming attack. You can use your turn to set up advantages. Advantages go into a group pool and can be used for rerolls. You could also use your turn trying to get more movement. So if you wanted to move again, you would use a skill check to do so, and then you could double move, essentially. That's the generals. of it. I'm sure we'll have some questions as we come up, but we'll deal with them as they come. So right now, in this situation here, you have these 8 Nivics that are surrounding you, kind of poking out through the trees here. So I'm going to go ahead and start declaring some actions. So Nivic 1 down here in the bottom left, they are going to run up and they have a big old machete in their hands. So they are going to try and attack Vamfam, who is right there. And then the second Nivic is going to do the same, and so is this third Nivic. So all 3 of them are kind of running at Vam right here with knives out, just gonna have a knife party. And then these 5 down here look like they all have laser pistols that they're taking out and are gonna charge and fire at Little Voice here. So that is the situation. Basically, Vam, you have 3 of these things coming at you with knives, and then Little Voice, there are 5 of these things intending to hit you with their laser pistols. So that is phase 1, which brings us into phase 2. So all of you, please talk amongst yourselves, strategize, decide what order you're going to go in.
Does anyone... Oh, go ahead.
No, I mean, I was just going to say, given that they're carrying multiple weapons, initially Vam's reaction would be to try to, calm them down, but they seem very aggro, and that's not going to get there.
They do seem very aggravated currently.
Yeah.
They're all kind of shrieking again. They're like, ah! Like letting out these like high-pitched battle cries that they all seem to be throwing back and forth to each other.
It's like cute and scary at the same time.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
If they weren't strapped, I'd be way less scared. But...
Exactly. Just like, hello, friends.
Alas. Alas.
I do have maybe a suggestion, and it's gonna require a GM question.
Yeah, I'm here for it.
First. So Little Voice can be a gun turret.
Yes.
And there's a ship right in front of him.
Yes.
Can I strap on to the ship and then be a defense system for us? However, diplomacy first, he would just like shoot at the ground and be like
diplomacy.
I will say that to become a ship module, which I believe is your ability, you have to have a magical interface that will be able to back you up and you can plug into the ship. So since this ship here is clearly torn in half and broken, the magical intelligence in it is probably dead. So this isn't going to work unless you feel like maybe you could find it or activate it or investigate it. Your instinct would be that the MI is probably dead on this ship.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, then that won't work because.
But I'm really glad.
But I'm really glad you could
Little
do that.
Voice, though.
Because during space combat, that is going to be amazing.
Awesome.
I am a gun. What?
You can also fire him. Like you can fire him.
It's so
great.
Cool.
Wow.
Do.
Wow.
So one thing that we can do, because it's what we did to the final boss of last season, is you can attack the enemies with like social skills and verbally and psychically, I guess. So if we don't want to totally decimate these adorable, terrifying creatures, we can just sort of demoralize them and then talk to whoever's left alive at the end.
As a reminder, too, in Burn Bryte, you don't necessarily have to attack to kill in this game. In fact, dropping an enemy to 0 points could mean that they simply give up, or they run away, or, they give up. That doesn't mean that you have to violently kill them. It's totally up to you what your intentions are when you deal damage.
I feel like we should all do what squirrels do and just stand really tall and use our presence to intimidate them.
Oh my god, I love that.
Let's all just be on our tippy toes.
So
I could scale up and make my horde come tall and skinny. But I was also going to suggest something in terms of intimidation. I can devour metal. So since they're all coming at me with their knives, I could just like
eat
them
pull up their weapons and be like, yeah, you can't touch me.
Do you have a knife
With
in
your
you? You
tiny
could pull it
knife.
out. You could
And
pull it
eat
out
it.
and just like never break eye contact and just gnaw on the knife that you have.
That is such a power move.
You know what?
Oh my
I
God.
really like that suggestion. So I don't think I have a knife, but
Oh, and I'm so far from you. I'd give you mine.
you know, I don't doubt there's probably some scrap metal from this junk ship around that's like sharp, looks intimidating. I want to pick it up and make like I'm threatening them with it, but then go in to devour it and like
Power move.
Wow.
All three of them.
I'm already afraid of you. Okay. Sweet. So so what order do we want to go in? Are we trying out Vam first is what I'm hearing, maybe?
I'm okay with going first.
Okay. So we can do Vam.
So
Yeah. Anybody else have any strong feelings about where they should go in the order?
I mean, Little Voice, you're the next closest and the next person that's been targeted. So do you want to go next, and then Ciela Gloss and I can sort of fill in gaps where depending on what happens with you two, since you're on the front lines right now?
Yeah, that'd be fine. That would work. Because I think Little Voice in like that situation it's more of a defensive mode anyway. So
Feel like if intimidating them goes well, I'm going to stand on my toes. And if intimidating doesn't go well, I might do some other stuff.
Yeah, that sounds reasonable.
Oh my gosh, Eugenio, I forgot you were an Oppo, so I was like, Atash isn't on the board. What's happening?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay.
I can switch it around if you don't want to see Oppo's
It's
face.
fine. I just now I remember. Now I
Okay.
remember. Now you're on the turn. Okay. The chat just got to see me panicking in Roll20 while you all were talking. It's good.
It was good times.
Okay.
We have fun.
We have fun here. We have fun here on Burn Bryte. So we have Vam Fam. Any other opinions? Or otherwise I just have Little Voice, Ciela Gloss, and then Atash.
Actually, I think that's about what we came up with. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Sweet. All right. Then we're starting things off with Vam. So we see you down here. Let's scroll in for the folks at home. Look at all these mushrooms, everybody. Wow. All right. What are you up to, Vam?
All right. We're looking for a big gnarly piece of scrap metal.
Mm-hmm.
And
I think there are plenty around. I don't think you have to move to get one.
Sweet. And I'm going to give a big old war cry back. And then make like I'm stabbing myself, but then just like swallow like a wave of bugs comes and just devours this piece of metal to intimidate these three coming at me with a performance.
Okay. I love this. All right. So since this is your first action, this is going to be a complexity 2. So go ahead and roll it. You're eating this metal sheet. Okay, yeah, that is a pass. So as you, all three of these, these Nivics are like running at you with their knives here, and as you do that, they kind of falter in their tracks and are just like staring at you, with their amber-colored eyes as there's that last like snap sound as you kind of finish off the metal piece, and they all look shaken. They still have their weapons out. But they're kind of cautiously approaching you and looking very nervously at each other. So I'm going to give them a negative condition here. That is going to make them a little bit easier to deal with. Anything else you would like to do on your turn?
Well, let's... The ship is destroyed. No. I think we'll just guard up and be prepared to devour some more metal if they attempt to come at me again.
Okay. Very cool. So you take another piece.
Don't make me do it.
Yeah. I've got another snack. All right.
I'm hungry, boys.
I'm hungry. Don't hangry. All right. And then Little Voice, we come to you. What would you like to do?
Well, if we are posturing, Little Voice will go ahead and take a couple steps closer towards the group that has their sights on him. And I think you just see like some of his chest panels like and just like his arms kind of like expand, and there's like some metallic wings that kind of spread, very Gundam style, right? As he just kind of makes himself appear bigger, and every piece of weaponry is just like flipped over, opens up, and it just illuminates with this blue light. And I'd like him to use presence to intimidate, but nicely.
Yeah, no, that sounds good to me. So since it is your first action, that's going to be complexity 2. So let's go ahead and then roll that.
That complexity 2. Okay.
Yeah, you are extremely intimidating as you basically triple in size. And these, small beings with their laser pistols, kind of raise up their aim like on your body. And they are looking extremely nervous. And the ones who are already looking nervous at Vam, they're all kind of looking at each other. And you get the sense that maybe they are the only ones keeping each other here right now. Like it's an out cool kind of contest that they're in the middle of. So everybody is very nervous, and I'm giving them all conditions here, but they are still hanging on. They still think maybe this will be okay. Anything else you would like to do, little voice?
Can he talk to them?
Absolutely.
Okay. So yeah, again, it's just this hulking, intimidating looking, peacecraft, and then in the softest monotone voice that he possibly can.
Please, we mean you no harm. We are not here to hurt you, and we recognize you may be afraid. Please, put down your weapons. We will do the same.
Okay. So cool.
That was really cool.
It was so cool. All right. So I think this is going to be another action here. So what kind of skill are you using to put behind this to get something to happen?
This would be empathy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So since this is your second action, this is going to be complexity 3. So go ahead and roll complexity 3 empathy and see what happens. All right.
This is what I stacked in.
Yes. So all
Presence
of
and kindness.
Yes, I'm here for this. Chat is asking if we can turn up your volume a little bit now. Cool. Yeah, I think at that, as you're saying this and you're this gigantic force now on the field, you see this Nivik here on the very end just throws down their laser pistol and just runs away. They're just out. They run back into the mushroom, and you hear all the other ones are like looking at each other and like gibbering at each other in a language that you don't understand. It sounds a lot like rat squeaking. But yeah, the rest are still here, but one has just quit the field entirely after your speech. Cool. Anything else you would like to do on your turn? All right.
Nope.
And with that, we are going to move to Ciela Gloss. What are you up to?
Ciela was preoccupied with carnivorous mushrooms.
Yeah, I imagine this red mushroom right above you was the one you were talking
so
to.
I take a step and I'm like turning to everyone. I'm like, carnivorous mushroom.
Oh no.
No.
Oh,
and
no.
I see Vam Fam just like eating metal. Little voice getting really big. So I'm like, okay, they're shorter than me. That's rare. And I'm going to run up to this piece of rubble, which I think uses all my 5 movement. I'm going to stand really big and fluff up my tail. And when cats jump on like the back of a chair and like dig their claws in and like get all crazy.
Yes.
I want that energy.
That berserker energy that cats have. Yes, I'm here
I want
for
that
it.
energy and just trying to be as big as possible with my 3 foot 11 and a half inches self.
Yes. All right. Excellent.
Can
go
I
ahead.
like puff up my presence?
Yeah, I think so, because you're using your body in this force and you're jumping on something. I think it's so complexity 2.
I roll.
Oh no.
What?
You're so small. You're so small, and your
oh my
tail
gosh,
puffs
double ones.
because you're a
wow.
naked cat.
Well,
so...
20 just slapped me.
Yeah.
I can't fluff up. You're right. I forgot.
Yeah.
I'm a sphinx. I did this to myself.
So you jump up and you're like, Fluffy! And nothing happens, but you feel like you fluffed up.
Yeah, I feel pretty fluffy
It was an
right now.
instinct, and it just didn't really work. You also, you think maybe because you were, Little Voice is so big and you're in the back.
They even see me. Does
Maybe
anybody see me?
Maybe they don't. But that was a failure. So I am going to go ahead and let's roll. Let's roll on a... Oh no, I don't think they have it. Okay. I'll go ahead and take a collapse point. So one of the 2 penalties for failing is I can take a collapse point, or I can roll a consequence. So I will take my collapse point and be happy with that as you try to puff up on this rock.
I'll look up the consequence table.
Okay, thank you.
While I wait, so we have it for next time.
Good.
Not that, everyone else is very capable.
Oh man. Oh, it used to be in the macro quick bar, but it is no longer in the macro quick bar.
If you remind me, Celeste, we can get it back.
We'll get it
for
back
next week.
Okay. I love my consequence table. Don't take
know.
it from me. You know. Of
I had a
course
lot
you
of
know.
fun. Well, I had a lot of fun with it during Roll20Con, so I get you.
Yes. All right. And then with that, Atash, we come to you.
Okay. Atash is going to test out Oppo's form. This is their first time really getting to sort of put it through the paces. So Atash is going to run, and looks like we can get to sort of leap up on this part of the spaceship.
Sure.
Or, well, I guess run up. But then I would like to keep going because I want to get sort of to the front of this wing.
Okay.
So I guess my first action is going to be to get some extra movement. And I'll use athletics, just putting this
Just
Olrin
sprinting.
body.
Yeah, through its
Yeah.
paces. Let's do it. All right. Complexity
That's it.
2.
That's it. Wait, I want to have the chat open. There we go, so I can see it. Oh my god.
Woo! Another double one. You all were rolling hot last time, so I'm not surprised.
It's true. It's true. And makes, well, never mind. Yeah, I mean, you could have your collapse point, but if you don't mind, I think Atash just face plants.
Yeah. I think you try to jump up, and the thing about being made of crystal is that there's very little like surface tension on your body. So I feel like as you leap up onto the ship, you just keep going, and you didn't intend to, as you're just sliding down the wings and kind of launching yourself off.
I love it. I love it. So should I end up? How far do I slide? Oh no.
I think yeah, it's fine. I found the failure prompts. Thank you, Lisa.
Oh,
thank you. Okay. So I think you know what? I'm going to slide and just say you kind of land like right
Oh
in
my
front
god.
Cuz the ship was pretty tall, so like a ramp, you just and like land in a crumpled heap like in this pile of mushrooms right here.
Perfect.
I'll say that's a consequence. I don't think I need to roll on the table. I think that's pretty bad. So,
not in a great place.
so there it is. Slip and slide. Crystals.
Slip and slide.
Crystals on metal, so sleek.
That's right. You know what? We both got dice towards our next Nova point. It's fine.
Everything is fine. Yes, remember also to be checking off those Nova points, you all, as you use those dice rolls as you get closer.
Explain that.
Yeah. So essentially every time you use a dice roll, a d4, d6, d8, you can mark that off on your sheet. Once you have collected all of the dice rolls, you generate something called a Nova point, which sits in a bank on your character sheet. And when you have a Nova point, you can use it to activate your Nova abilities, which are very
I see
cool
the dice
things.
used section. Okay.
Yeah, so in the dice used, it's a kind of a way of, encouraging you all to use all different skills, not just the ones you're good at, because you want to get those sweet, sweet Nova points.
I love that.
So Atash, yes, slipping and sliding.
Got my D4 out.
Got my D4. Exactly. Bright side. Okay, so that was a consequence, and I'm gonna spend some collapse points here because I got a few. I got a few. So I will say these 3 Nivix that you were facing, Vam, lost their attack. before. So I'm going to go ahead and give these two an attack against you. So they will actually be able to do some damage. So that's 2 of my collapse points. And then same thing. I'm going to go ahead and give this Nivik that you just landed in front of Atash. I'm going to give him a little knife attack against you, since you just slid right into his lap.
Just feels perfect.
Yeah. But the rest of these Niviks, I'm going to say, are very shaken from the intimidating performance that Little Voice put up, so they are not going to be firing anything this round. So that leads us in right away. So here we go.
Ooh, they're fast.
All right, so this one is going to stab you with its knife. So that's going to be 1 point of damage as this Nivik just like slices into your column of bugs at you, which is going to be enough to hit you somehow. And then this one whips out their laser pistol and is taking a shot given by my collapse point. So that is going to be 1 more point of damage to you, Vam, as more of your bugs get singed by this laser pistol. And then Atash, this one down here. Yeah, same thing. You kind of fall onto, because they had a laser pistol out and they see you coming and sort of grab it from their bandolier and like you slide onto it and a big chunk of your crystal falls off. And the creature's like, yeah, like holding their knife up above you. And then the rest of these ones here seem, now that like damage is being done against you all, they seem to shake themselves out of the stupor that you all had put them in of being scared. So I am going to eliminate or get those conditions off of them. So they are going to be attacking as normal next time, unless you stop them once again. Cool. So that brings us to the end of our first turn of combat. So we go back up to the top here, starting at phase 1, where I'm going to declare all of my actions. So I will say this Nivik here is going to continue to wail on Vam. This one is going to run up close, get its knife back out, and come and join its buddy in sort of a flanking position. And then this one over here is going to go for an easier target, Atash, who is on the ground. And then this Nivik here is also going to go for Atash on the ground. They don't seem to have any kind of pride whatsoever. They're going to hit the one that's down. And then these two here are keeping their laser pistols trained on you, Little Voice. It looks like they're conjuring up the courage to shoot at you once again. So that is my declaration, phase 1. So phase 2, all of you, plan, coordinate.
It wasn't very intimidating.
It went so well, y'all.
So I think I'll probably try to I've already communicated with the mushrooms a little bit. Maybe I can use my magic to communicate with the mushrooms some more, because there's all these tasty snacks around.
Love that. I'll cook them up for you. Oppo, as an Olrin, has a well, assuming Roll20 doesn't do me dirty again, has an intimidating special ability that I can use that will this creature that I'm impaled upon its knife.
Yes.
How do I ask this? Am I still impaled?
I know. I think it's hard to impale a crystalline person. I think they probably
Fair.
just like hit a big chunk of your torso off. So that's on the ground. So you'll have to pick it up and you can hold it back on and it'll fuse back. Put a little water on it later and it'll all kind of calcify back together. But
all right. Well, in that case, it's going to take Roll20 not trying to kill me a couple of times, but I can do some scary Olrin's stuff.
Ooh, okay. Scary. Cool. So any thoughts about who's going to go first? You want to go first, Ciela Gloss? Sounded like you had a mushroom plan.
Yeah, I guess I'll try to do that.
Okay.
So Ciela Gloss is like, no one like even looked at me. Like,
no,
so she's just gonna run forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And she's gonna start doing what looks like an elaborate dance, but she'd been holding her spell components, so she's just throwing the powder into the air like spores. She's
Cool.
trying to do a performance to convince these mushrooms that these disruptive tiny creatures are like a delicious little popcorn snack, and they should eat them, not us.
Okay, very cool. So you mentioned components, so you have a powder. Is
Yeah,
it
that's
any
the
other
fluorescent
components?
powder I've been
Okay.
using. I feel like I'm just puffing it up like spores right now.
Very, very cool. All right. Yeah, so go ahead. This is your first action, so complexity 2 on this.
Okay, this isn't my best skill, but let's go. I
All
did
right.
it!
Okay. And what kind of mushrooms are you targeting? Is there a specific creature that you're trying to, like, ensorcel the mushrooms to?
Probably the one that like sliced off a piece of Atash.
That's fair. That seems
Yeah.
fair. Yeah, and so you begin your mushroom dance. And you have
Mushroom,
already
I
kind
am
of
the mushroom.
Yeah, opened this telepathic communication to them last time. So you're very familiar with how their mind feels and works. And you press upon that instinct that they have, this carnivorous instinct that they express to you. And you see that sprouting out from the area around Atash, around where this Nivik is, are these blood red, these crimson roots that come up out of the ground and lash around this Nivik here. And in a very quick moment,
yay.
they pull tight, and you see the Nivik is dragged down to the earth as all of these things bind this creature, and it starts being like slowly pulled
I feel
down
bad now.
into the ground. So that one is out of the fight. It is still conscious here for now. I'm putting a big X on it, though. It is certainly not going to be attacking.
All right. Then I'd like to try to create an advantage.
Cool.
I'm wondering if I can use my perceptive skills. After I noticed that, I'm like, well, shit, are there any mushrooms getting close to my friends?
Yeah, like...
And I'm just trying to look for points of danger so that I can shout out and warn somebody.
That is a great idea. So complexity 3 on that, since it is your second action.
Come on!
Ooh,
That was a real good one, a D12.
Man, I don't know. What distracts you about this? Like, what are you feeling right now?
I keep like looking back to the one that's being like
Slowly
dragged under, and then I'm like eyeing the mushrooms near me and kind of moving closer to the ruins a little bit away from them.
Very cool. I'm rolling on a consequences table, and I rolled a 10, which is you get stuck. So I feel like, you've been doing this dance and, like, getting these mushrooms to really, like, feel that carnivorous spirit. And as you, like, see this one being, like, dragged into the earth, you feel something lash around your paws, around your feet, as more of these tendrils have popped up here and are starting to claw at you, rooting you into place here. So you are not going to be able to move from this spot unless you break free or use an action to get
Oh
free here.
gosh. Okay.
So
That was unexpected.
you have stirred their wrath. I'm just gonna put like a wow.
Oh no, horrible. It's too realistic
Oh
to scream.
yeah, that's my
Celeste.
artistic prowess. Ha ha. So you are rooted in place. You have stirred the passions of the mushrooms too much.
Wow.
Yeah, meow. So then we go ahead and we head down. I have Vam in order here. Unless Atash, did you have something you wanted to do?
Still stuck on you have stirred the mushrooms,
Oh, yes.
the wrath of the mushrooms too much.
The
That was
passion of the mushrooms.
choice. The passion of the mushrooms.
Yes.
Yes, even better. I don't know. Vam and Little Voice, we sort of didn't talk too much about y'all's plans. Should I go, or does one of you want to take it next?
You can go. My plan is to hack and slash.
Good luck. Well, Vam, I missed you.
Oh, Vam. Ball of death.
Yeah. All right. So Atash then will, seeing this creature getting sucked down into the mushroom soil,
Yep.
is pretty horrified.
Yep.
So
Fair.
I think Okay, we're gonna try a thing. So I am going to try and play it very cool and not be absolutely horrified by the creature in front of me that is being eaten by carnivorous mushrooms.
Yes.
And I am going to control myself and be very cool and just look at one of the other, let's say this one over here, because then the other two that are pointing at Little Voice can also see me. I'm going to point and I'm just going to like finger guns and click at them. And as I do, Opo's body, this Olrin body, will explode with light that actually provides bright illumination within 5 squares of me, but also makes me very, very hot to the touch.
Ooh, cool. Do you have to do a roll to do that, or is it just something
I
that
do.
activates?
I have to make a skill roll.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what kind of skill are you using to superheat?
I think with this is sort of just controlling the emotions and pulling that absolute terror at seeing these mushrooms eat this creature in front of me, this Nivik in front of me. So I'm
Channel
gonna
it.
go with suave.
Okay. All right. Yeah, mastering it. This is fine, and I'm
Right,
on fire.
This is
All right.
totally fine.
This is fine. Complexity
blessings, 'cause
2.
that was a
Yes.
D12.
Yes. Do you shine a color, or do you look any different as you superheat?
You know what? I think I had sort of imagined that this was just like a white hot thing, but because it's Atash, I think it's blue. I think their crystal in their Zavoy form, I think that's actually sort of the center of this. You can see the outline of their little forehead crystal first, and then it spreads to the rest of the body.
Very cool. So you're like, almost like blue flame as you light up on this field here. Anything else for you?
Yes, because I can't just leave it at 1.
No, that'd be too easy.
So let's see. Oh, I know what I can do. Why don't can I do a can I get a read on these creatures and see like what I think for all of us, now that they've reacted to several, well, what I think are terrifying things, what is sort of going to work best against them, how to like really manipulate their emotions and stuff.
Sure.
And for that, I think maybe a decorum roll.
Yeah, I
don't
think
really use decorum, but like that's a thing, right? Understanding their
culture.
sense
So
of-
I think,
yeah.
Niviks are pretty prolific beings, I think, across Olaxis. So yeah, go ahead and make that decorum and see what you think might motivate them. So
Okay.
this is your second action, so complexity 3 on that.
Okay. Hey.
Nice. Okay, so you are thinking about what you know of Niviks. And Niviks are sort of a pest creature throughout Olaxis. The Niviks themselves have this legend that once upon a time they were these amazing creators, they were brilliant scientists and inventors, and the gods punished them because they were too good at what they did and they were becoming too godlike. So they cursed them to never be able to make anything ever again. So the Niviks have this idea that they can't make anything because the gods cursed them because they were too good at making things. So now they steal technology from everyone, from everywhere. Their whole thing is about getting other people to build things for them, taking other people's stuff. They are like a collecting species. So you know that usually the only thing that can motivate a Nivik is if they think they have something to gain from the situation. So, giving them offerings of technology would probably do it. You also know the Niviks are typically a very cowardly species as well. So, like in large numbers, Niviks are threatening, but like if you get them down in numbers or on their own, single them out, they just fall apart into cowardice and do whatever they can to get out of the situation. So that's what you know about Niviks. A couple things there that might motivate them.
Okay. Yes, absolutely. And can that be? I'll yell the TLDR version to the party and give us an advantage if that's okay.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, to generate an advantage as you kind of share that information.
Yeah, very quickly.
Yeah, and the Niviks
Separate
are like,
them
"Hey, who's
and-
this guy?"
Yeah. Separate them and build stuff. Okay. I would like to do one last thing because I do realize that I do still have 2 Nivics who are gonna hit me in a moment.
Yeah.
Which won't end well for anyone. So I'm gonna take that piece of crystal that the one with the knife like took off of me, and I'm going to, knowing that they can't make things, presumably that means they can't really like fix things properly. They can like rig stuff together, but I have decided that showing them that I am capable of not only making things but fixing myself is going to be very intimidating because I don't know, that's what I think. So I'm going to take the yeah. Oh no, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I just want to make sure I get in before you make your roll.
Yeah.
If you want, because this is a 4 complexity, I could use the advantage you made to decrease the complexity of a skill roll by 1.
Ooh.
But you let me know if you want me to use it. Otherwise, we can save the advantage for the group.
Interesting. I think I'm gonna. Okay, so it's complexity 4, and I'm gonna be using a pretty decent. I'm gonna be using a D10 skill.
Okay.
So I think let's hold on to it, and hopefully I won't need to also use that advantage. But that's really good to know. That's very helpful. Thank you.
That's an awesome ability because that means that even outside of or wait, no, you need an advantage to do.
Yeah, we would need an advantage to do it, but it's called Eno Aid.
Ooh.
I'm a helpful kitty cat.
Oh,
love that.
She says as mushrooms.
Yeah, right.
It was gonna be fun to role play how I helped that.
But I guess.
So I'm going to take the crystal and just like put it in where it was and force it to, go back into the crystalline form of my body. Very intimidating melee. Like, not only can I fix things, but you can't hurt me. So I'm going to use medicine for that if I could to heal. Not really heal because I won't get the health point back, but you know.
Yeah, to like forge. Yeah. I'm into it. All right, so complexity 4.
All right, come on, you can do it. You can, yeah.
Wow, you pulled that off. So you are looking deeply into the eyes of one of this Nivik as you take a chunk of your crystal body and just fuse it back into place. As the little molecules, they all crush together and the initial part of your body is restored here. And I think this Nivik here is just like, oh man, I'm on the drawing thing. This Nivik here is just, I was too busy drawing too many roots. This Nivik is just like, no. And as it's just knowing, it just throws down its weapon and holds up his hands.
Great. I love that. I'm actually going to, because there is still one more that's targeting me, right?
Yeah.
I'm actually going to let it do its thing.
Okay.
For reasons.
Okay.
Because you're a fiery hot crystal.
Ow. Okay. That's a consequence for later. Vam. Vam, it's your turn. What are you up to?
All right. So I have another awesome special ability called Swarm, where it's a free species ability that I can occupy any other creature's space.
Oh, yes.
And move easily over them, through them. So I would like to use this to accomplish 2 things. I understand if it makes it more complicated, but basically I want to move over the one that is directly in front of me in order to, 1, disorientate them and make them not know what's going on or see where I'm attacking them from, and also to intimidate the other one who's shooting at me and be like, whoa, it just completely consumed my friend.
Yeah, like I've swallowed these insects, swallowed my friend. Yeah. Okay. I think this is going to be 2 separate roles since you are trying to defend and intimidate. So let's go ahead and start with the first one here. So trying to block this individual, trying to wrap them up effectively in bugs. So let's go ahead and start with complexity 2. What kind of skill are you using to kind of just confuse this Nivik?
Power. I would like to use power to beef myself up and just consume it.
Yeah. I imagine you just like explode like a cloud and then come in really tight around this Nivik.
Precisely.
Oh, it's very scary. Okay, yeah, so go ahead and definitely move onto their space, and then let's do that complexity 2 and see how it goes. Yeah, you are this Nivik you've surrounded has no idea what's going on. They drop all of their weapons that they were holding, and they're trying to swat at your individual like bugs from inside you of this cloud. So go ahead and let's do that second roll here to intimidate this Nivik. So complexity 3 on that one.
All right. I can use the same thing?
Sorry. What would you like to use to intimidate?
Okay.
You can use power if you would like.
Yeah, it'd make more sense, but we gotta get them Nova points. So I'm gonna use presence.
Nova fishing. Yeah, I think that works. I think presence still, you're creating this horrible shape that's very scary. So yes, complexity 3 then.
No!
Ah, you pushed it! You pushed your luck, and now I'm gonna roll a consequence.
Advantage if Vam wants to use it now.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah, to re-roll one of the d6s.
Yeah, you could spend the advantage if you wanted.
Up to you.
I mean, I'd really love to, so I'm willing. Okay, let's do it.
All right, re-roll a 6 then. Just don't get a 1 or a 2. Okay, all right. So narrate how that almost wasn't frightening and then suddenly was very frightening.
I think because the other guy inside is swatting so much that maybe it sees a few limbs and has hope that he can get out.
Yes.
But then Vam just kind of puffs themselves a little bit more into like more of a cloudish blob of bugs and then turns very slowly towards the other one looking at him.
Yeah, your big like single eye appearing in your sphere cloud.
Yeah.
Wow, very.
Normally this phrase is used in reverse, but he'll say, "You should learn to pick on somebody your own size."
Oh my gosh. So I think with that Nivik also just throws down their stuff. And now at this point, there are less active Niviks or equal to or less than active Niviks here. So they all just throw down their weapons and they're all just like, oh my God, just stop. Oh my God, who are you? What is happening? What did you do? They're looking at their friend who's getting like swallowed by mushrooms. They're like, God, just stop it. Just stop it. What do you want? So we are out of combat now. If you would like, you can choose to keep pursuing combat, but these Niviks are clearly just, one's like, oh my God, like, let my friend go, looking at you in this cloud of bugs, and another one is like, why are the mushrooms what is happening?
Okay.
I would like to remove myself from this mushroom horror.
Yeah, I think now that you're out of combat, you can like chop at it, and kind of kick your way out.
Yeah.
And you see, the mushroom tendrils shyly retreat into the earth. Yeah, and
one will release the one that we consumed.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, this Nivik comes stumbling out of you. It's just like, wow, what is it? Wow. Okay, we give up. We were just here. You walked onto our ship and.
Everyone, please be careful. The mushrooms are carnivorous.
Yeah, we know. We live here. This is our planet.
This is your ship?
Well, I mean, we claimed it. We found it. Are you saying it's your ship? I don't see your name on it. I don't see your name on it anywhere.
We are not here for the ship. We are searching for the ones who perhaps were piloting it.
And the Niviks all kind of look around at each other like, shrug.
You haven't seen any beings come forward from this craft?
They all look at each other again and kind of squeak at each other in their language and that, I don't know.
Do we believe that?
Yeah. Can we,
if you would like to make a skill
streetwise, maybe?
Yeah, if you clearly they don't. Yeah, if you would like to make some kind of skill
I would like
check.
to make a streetwise check.
Okay, yeah.
Just so delighted by them, I can't focus on it.
Yeah. I don't think this is hard, so let's just do a complexity 2.
Come on!
Oh, come on!
I'm so bad at stuff. That was a D8 too.
they're clearly not telling you the whole truth. Like, you can get that even without a skill check, but you're not 100% sure if they really don't know what happened or they're just messing with you. You're unclear what their intentions are here.
I'm going to say, because Lisa, the player, also forgot that Ciela Gloss had a voice, Ciela realizes that her voice has changed after this very like sudden combat situation, and she's like trying to perceive whether they're lying, and then she's like, oh shoot, did anybody notice? Yeah. And she's just being then she's just like in her head.
Vam can make a suave check to persuade them and say like, please, if there is something we can trade for some information about the people here, we are search and rescue team, and we no longer wish to engage with you beyond any knowledge or information you can pass along to us about the people who crashed onto your planet.
Yeah, you got any stuff?
I'll give them...
Doesn't even need a roll. The minute you say trade, they all seem to be extremely interested in what you have to say.
I can give them my med kit.
You got any more stuff? I mean, we'll take this. We'll take this stuff, but it just doesn't seem like enough stuff. I mean, there's 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s of you. We need at least 4 stuffs.
I think 1 is enough. And we'll pop up again and try and scare them into just accepting it.
All right, go ahead and give me they do like stuff, so this is going to be a complexity 3 skill roll if you're trying to intimidate them into only taking 1 stuff.
God.
Oh, no.
That was a D12.
They're like, nah, and they look around to the rest of you like, you got more stuff?
Atesh is going to reach into I don't know what I have, into their pack, and pull out oh look, I have a med kit too. That's cute. I am going to pull out one of my torch rods.
Oh, they all go, when you pull it out.
And I'm going to, I was going to do a thing, but if that's good for them, then I'm going to not talk and just offer it.
They seem excited by the presence of a torch rod.
Great. I'm going to not ruin it by talking too much this time.
No, they're definitely, the minute you pull it out, they're like, oh, we could use that.
Great. Well, then the med kit and the torch rod, they can have that.
Well, that's 2 stuffs. And they look at you, little voice, and they look at Ciela Gloss expectantly.
Oh.
Ciela kind of snaps back. Oh no, little voice, please go.
Go ahead, you're good.
No, I was like, robot voice time.
Now you'll have to wait. Sorry, little voice.
No. Okay.
Ciela,
No, go.
Oh God, this is the rest of the game.
Oh, no.
Back and forth.
It's okay. It's only
polite.
episode 2.
Okay.
You all are too polite.
Right.
We'll
Ciela
learn to not be
Gloss,
polite. It's fine.
Snaps back into the present and goes, yes, stuff. I have stuff. And she's going to rifle through her pack and give them a singular plasma cell. I like all my other stuff more.
This stuff goes inside other stuff. And they all look at each other and like, yeah. Wow, okay. Okay, that's 3
Then
stuffs.
I hand them my heart because I love them.
What's this? They can do nothing with this. It's worth no money. And they all turn to you, little voice, in sync.
Perhaps you will find use of this.
As I mute myself, little voice, I think like in his chest cavity, right? Kind of like shifts open a bit as he's kind of like decompressed now into like a non-intimidating form, his typical form.
15 feet tall, non-intimidating
It's still
form.
15 feet tall. It's,
you know,
it's kind of small though for a piece of crap. It's fine. And just this like little panel kind of like pops open, and there is the equivalent of like a Game Boy.
Oh, they all look around. And
And it
with,
like powers on, and he like picks it up.
and without any fear, they all rush towards you in a big crowd and are like kind of fighting at each other to get at this Game Boy as they're all reaching their little like grabby fuzzy hands towards it, trying to swat it from you.
Here,
I love
you play
them.
like this.
Yeah, no, we know how to play games.
And you,
Yeah.
it is a fishing game.
What's
You
fish?
will learn how to fish.
What is that? I don't want to do anything. I want to play game.
Well, it is a game. You
Fishing.
must
Fishing
catch
is
the
work.
fish.
Work game? I don't get it.
No, it is fun. It is a game.
And they're all clustered around looking at it. They're like, And then they kind of look back to their companion who's still being pulled under the ground, and they're like, oh god. Okay, yeah, 4 stuffs is enough. So we'll send back. You can go to the lair, talk to the crew. That's fine.
Wait, what?
Oh,
Well,
the
all right.
crew, they're only half paying attention as they're like playing the game. And then one of the Nivics goes over and starts sawing at the roots to get the screaming Nivik out of the ground. And they're like, oh, well, you want the crew of the ship, right?
Oh, yes.
They're back in
we
our
do.
cave. They're our prisoners.
Oh,
So you just go to the cave and then there you go.
There are prisoners.
They're prisoners.
just every NPC
And you
from
go
now
back
on is
there.
gonna have that voice. Sorry to all of my players ever.
All of them.
So good.
You go back there and you talk to Bognog.
Stop it.
Where is your cave?
They all do like rock, paper, scissors, and then one of them like sighs and is like, take you there. Come on. I gotta get back before they all beat the fishing game, though.
So fun.
Oh my god.
It's
Can we
the
just
game's
stay on
gotta
this
be like-
planet?
And then we retired.
Sorry, Denier.
Sorry. So this
Yeah, let's
grumpy,
follow him.
this grumpy Nivik, who you forced away from the game, starts kind of stomping off towards the south, winding their way through these mushroom groves, looking back every once in a while just to make sure you're following them still.
Follow.
Okay. And as you continue along, eventually you come to this set of like rocky hills that finally now the mushrooms have kind of cleared. There are still mushrooms growing on top of this hill, but there seems to be a cavern that opens up here and kind of leads into this formation. So you just see this completely dark opening of a cave that leads further in, and this Nivik is like, okay, go talk to Bognog, not my problem anymore, bye-bye! And then runs back the way they came.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, shall we go talk with this Bognog, was it?
I think that's what we must do.
Nog. From the distance.
Nog! Bognog!
Yeah.
They have such good hearing.
Into the cave.
Okay.
Cave.
All right. The cave is completely dark. No light sources whatsoever. Is that a problem for anyone? Can anyone see in the dark?
I have dark sight.
Okay, Cat.
Well, that's
Cat can
nice
see
for
in the
you.
dark. So you're fine. You're like, this is whatever.
I don't believe I can see in the dark, but I do have a laser sword that will illuminate 30 feet all around.
Sure.
I also have another torch rod that I can light up for us.
Okay. Yeah. So
no idea how much light it sheds. Hold on.
So yeah.
Oh yeah, same as the sword.
Zavoy can't see in the dark. Roynan can't see in the dark. What about Peacecraft?
I have no idea.
Unless something like says you can see
I-
in the
no.
dark, probably not.
Mm-mm.
Okay. So, but between Vam lighting up what does your sword look like? Let's give us some flavor. What's your? laser
Well,
sword
since
look
it's
like?
in the drawing, it's a blue laser sword, but I'd like to add that it has what looks like a little like antenna or piercer pincher at the very tip of it, like curving into each other
Oh, cool.
to, match my
Cool.
bugginess.
Ah, very cool.
Cool.
All right, and you light up a torch rod.
I actually, if the sword is as bright as the torch, I'm gonna leave it to Vam because I just found out that the torch rods are single use.
Yeah, they're kind of like big glow sticks.
Yeah, and I just gave one away, so I'm gonna hang on to that one if Vam's sword is enough for us, at least for the moment.
Okay, yeah, and so as Vam's sword lights up, Ciela Gloss, you have to as your dark vision gets ruined by this
good.
sword. But as you step into the mouth of this cave, you can tell that this is a completely rocky formation. So it looks like somebody has carved these tunnels, or they've been naturally formed out of the rock here. The ceilings are all about 20 feet high, so there's plenty of space in this cavern system. And as you look kind of ahead of you, you can see that there's a passageway that winds to the north, there's a passageway that goes to the west, and a passageway that goes to the east. And you can hear all around you the sounds of small creatures chattering to each other, and it is echoing down each of these caverns. Like, the creatures are in all directions in this place, or it certainly sounds like it with the way everything is echoing around here.
Can we listen for any sounds that aren't Nivik voices? Like, do we hear voices that obviously are not these adorable, tiny, terrifying creatures?
Yeah, I think you can listen to the voices, and from where you're standing, it just seems like Nivik voices coming from all directions.
You didn't give us directions.
No.
No, they did not.
How many different paths are there ahead of us?
So there are 3. So actually, let me go ahead and I'll grab your tokens. Yeah. I'll cluster you all up. Get your tokens. 1 second. Drop you on a sweet little map. Here we go. Boom. All right, and then let me drag you all over.
Ooh.
Okay. So you all should be seeing yourselves right now. You are kind of standing at the entrance of this cavern, and you can see there's a passageway to the east, the north, and the west.
It's total darkness for me.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. But you have dark vision. It's okay. Let me see if I can make you see real quick.
If not, I can kind of spy on the
that might be best for right now, just in case.
Cool.
I'll fiddle with it later. Everybody else can see though, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, perfect. Weird.
Oh no.
Nope.
Do you want me to fiddle while you?
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind.
Yep, not at all.
Okay.
It's super dark.
Fiddle with the light, thank you. Okay, so yeah, so there's the 3 passageways. Left, straight, or right. West, north, east.
Is there a way to determine like which path is most traveled?
As you're looking at the floor, honestly, it looks like there's quite a bit of traffic that comes in all directions.
Well, I could split into 3 piles of bugs.
God.
You could.
Maybe. and travel a little further down into each of them just to see where the prisoners might be, or where the least amount of action is, or most amount of action. I'm not sure exactly what we'll find, so could do that.
Yeah, maybe we can get just an idea of like what's a little bit down each path.
Yeah.
Ooh, I can see now. Cool.
Yay, thank you, Eugenio.
Yep.
I'll try that. We'll divide into 3.
Okay. So you do, and you split up your masses, and you all see, these long bugs like traveling in different packs down the corridors here. And you can tell pretty quickly that in the northern passageway, it's going to wind around after a while and connect to this sort of western cavern. And then if you go down that western passageway, that'll take you up into a room where you hear just a few Nivik voices. And then if you head a little bit down the east, you hear a lot of Nivik voices in the chamber beyond you. Do you want to, like, crawl into the spaces to see, or...
Yeah, we are flattening out, and we're kind of trying to go from the ceiling instead. So we're going up the walls a little bit, and I'm trying to listen for the name Bognog. I want to hear if someone is talking to them or where they are.
Okay. Why don't you go ahead and make me... What kind of skill are you using to be sneaky as you're doing this?
A stealth for sure.
Okay. I think a horde of bugs. There's not too many bugs. Let's call this a complexity 3. To stay totally hidden from these creatures.
Whew.
Ooh, nice. All right, yeah. So if you would like, you can go ahead and I'll move your token in here real quick so you can see this room. This is the layout that you have going on here. So in this eastern room, you see that there are a ton of these creatures that are all kind of lounging around. You see that the cavernway continues further back here. And there's like just piles of like dirty laundry all around this room, with one like really central pile right here in the middle. But they all seem to be chatting, throwing things back and forth. They're speaking the Nivik language, but every once in a while you do catch names coming up here. You're pretty sure you hear Bognog come up a couple times in conversation. And what you get from the other rooms, you can see as you continue up along this northern passageway, you see that there's a set of stairs that leads into this room here. And then on the other, it kind of winds around here with more rooms up to the north. This room on the western side has like... Here, we'll just pop you in here. So you see in this room, there are a bunch of Niviks that are all kind of sorting through a pile of just, it looks like technology, just in a big pile of stuff that they're messing with. And there is a couch in here, a couch that looks like it was probably ripped off of the ship and is now set up here. And like reclining on the couch, playing like a little iPad sort of thing, is one of these Niviks who's got this big like yellow hat on. And every once in a while, you know, the Niviks who are sorting through the pile here will like hold up something to this figure who's reclining on the couch, and the figure go, yes, no, yes, no, and they throw it into different piles. You also do see in this corner that there is an Olran who is kind of crouched on one side here, also sorting through the yes pile that the Niviks are currently creating for it. And that Olran looks tired and dirty and just generally not pleased to be here. So that is what your little reconnaissance mission gets you.
Seems like the creature with the hat might be significant.
Yes, it did seem to be the one calling the shots regarding their found treasures. I suggest we make our way into the northern tunnel and retrieve our lost friends.
Perhaps if it is not Bognog, we can trade for some directions.
It's a good suggestion. Perhaps we should suggest that we've already made this trade and have been promised these prisoners in return.
Plan A.
Let's give it our best.
Vamfam, you are looking a bit stretched thin. Are you feeling all right before we go into a potentially dangerous situation?
Stretched is a very appropriate word. I will stick out until the mission is successful.
Just remembering poor Ola, would you mind if I... And Atash pulls out a med kit.
just...
Could I just do the...
Oh, yes, thank you. Thank you very much, Atash. And
Okay.
the singed bugs will come forward into the pile.
For the
Aw.
healing goo.
Yeah, for the healing.
All right, I do have to make a medicine skill roll for it, and it only heals one at a time, and I don't know that I'm going to push this too far, but
All right.
knowing how quickly things can go south for us.
Fair. Fair. Does it
I don't like you
dictate
sitting in
the
one.
complexity, or do I?
That is a good question. Let me see. It says, here we go. Oh, it's because I've got the roll up. It says you can use a skill roll to restore health, or it requires a health kit. In general, the complexity is 2. It is a complexity 2 medicine skill to restore 1 health level to an injured creature outside of combat.
Yeah.
And if I try and use it on myself, the complexity goes up to 3.
Okay, that makes sense to
But
me.
I'm not
So
gonna do
let's do it. Complexity 2.
All right. All right.
Nice. You
Yay.
cover those bugs in Neospore, you just get a nice coat on all the singed little buggies. And
Vam, I'll let you
yeah.
decide if you want me to try again to get you to full, or if you're cool at 2.
I also has some of this goo, if we need it.
so much.
I'll hang on for now. Thank you very much, Atash. And you see my bugs kind of like shiver and shake and like find their way back into the place they like to be.
Oh,
Cute. Cuties.
a cute swarm of bugs.
I think Atash will say to Vam, oh, it's my pleasure. It's far too soon in our journey for me to have to use your body.
Though I would be very curious to see that being accomplished.
I'm sure we'll find out eventually.
Okay.
Big
Then,
smile.
yay! In which direction are we heading in? Are we approaching the chamber with Bognog from this direction or from this direction?
Oh.
Vam said north,
Yeah, that seems to be
right?
the
Then
path of least resistance.
Yeah, north or
North.
west would both take you there.
We can go north, I think. Seems the most straightforward.
All right.
All right.
Then go ahead and move yourselves up.
Oh,
to
well,
this
Vam's
one
got the light, so...
Okay. Well, Vam, there you go. Sweet. So, are you just kind of walking into this room? What's the entrance plan?
Decisive. and
Decisively
big.
walking into the room.
Yeah.
You belong
and-
here.
Okay.
That's right.
All right. As you do so, you walk into this room, and right away, there's this pile of crap that all of these Nivics are sifting through. And they kind of, in various stages of holding things up and whatever, just all look at you in surprise as you walk into this room. They're all looking up at you, and they all quickly turn to look at the figure on the couch, who also stares at you just for a moment aghast, and then they kind of stand up, and you see that this figure, unlike the others, stands maybe 2.5 feet tall, so significantly bigger. You also see they're very muscular, as they're kind of waving this smart slab at you all, and they look at you, and you hear like a rah sound, and coming out from behind like the little couch, you see this reptilian sort of animal that's like this bright green color with a sturdy head and kind of a square jaw, and you see it just has 2 legs that it like shuffles out, and you see this long kind of body come out behind it as it sits there and goes rap, and looks at you all.
Is there any chance there's a handout with a bigger picture?
Oh yes, I bet I can find this.
You're so good at this. I was
I was asking for totally for me. It looks like it has a cutie face, but I can't tell.
Oh my gosh, is it not on here? Oh no,
no.
I don't think I have a handout.
I can do a little
Okay,
trick to show you. Here you go.
Oh, there we go.
Oh,
That's-
why are they all so cute?
he looks kind of like a slightly cuter Jabba.
Yeah, it's a little.
Yes.
They're called goad pups, which is just very
Oh,
cute.
their name is cute.
So this little creature here is just bah, bah, as it opens up its mouth and is kind of standing by you. And this figure, this Nivik who has come up here is looking at it. Was like, "What are you doing here? Who are you? I didn't. Who are you? What are you doing in my lair?"
We made a trade.
What? I didn't authorize any kind of trade.
Bognog, your troops have led us to your post, and we have come after a peaceful trade for these prisoners here.
What? Oh, you want to trade? Okay, I'd trade. You have stuff?
We've already made the trade with your troops.
No. Bognog didn't make any trades. You want troops? Okay. No, you want prisoners? Okay. But you need to give me stuffs. Or else.
Can I try standing up on my tippy toes again?
Yes.
As he postures.
Of course.
This time I'm not trying to be fluffy. I'm just trying to be very tall. I'm putting all my energy into that.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, so you were trying to intimidate this Bognog into backing down.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna say this is gonna be complexity 3.
Okay. I am trying presence again. I'm just trying to make my presence as big as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Here we go.
Hey.
Did something.
Okay,
Yay!
so you stand up and posture at this individual who's just
I hold my
sorta-
arms up.
Yeah.
Even taller.
Yeah, this figure Bognog is kind of taken aback, and you hear from the little goad pup at his side, and he looks at you and says, "Hey, I'm not here to fight. I'll give you this one, but if you want the other ones, you have to give us stuff. That's the rules." And they point at the Olran, the sad Olran, who's like in the back here and just looks so hopeful that you all have come in. So you have that one, but we have to do whole trade. You want all of them.
Atash is gonna very solemnly reach into their pack, and in the pack, like without pulling it out so that no one can see, they have a deck of playing cards, and they're gonna open the deck and pull out a single card. And say, "Well, you drive a hard bargain, Bognog. You can have this." And of course, it's like the 2 of spades, but,
And Bognog looks at it and is like, "What'd it do?"
No, not that, Atash. It is too valuable.
Wait, what'd it do?
Oh, but we must.
What?
It is too important
why- what are you
to keep
doing?
this back.
Even the information
What'd it do?
is valuable of these rare
Somebody
artifacts.
answer Bognog. What'd it do?
Incredibly dangerous, and we mustn't let the secret out early.
And Bognog is getting so upset as you all are ignoring them and just like doing the card the whole time. And one of the other like Nivix comes up and is like, "Bognog, I think that's a playing card."
It was a real chance, because there's nothing to suggest that they're dumb or don't know what a playing card is.
Quite the opposite, actually. We're too smart.
And then Bognog looks at it. It's like, "You trying to trick Bognog? Unacceptable. Unacceptable. You have one
No.
chance to give real good stuff. Otherwise, Bognog attack with all Bognog's friends. So
Oh,
one chance."
Oh boy.
Bognog, if I were to give you an item, you will release the prisoners to us.
Yeah, it
as
has to
well
be
as
good
allow
though.
us to leave.
Now, good though. None of this. And points at the playing card. None of that.
Understood.
And little voice will go ahead and like reach behind him and just like detach. I have a vehicle grade plasma power cell.
What?
Wow.
Random items.
The
Yeah.
season 4 BBEG is going to be Bognog,
It's-
who will
yeah.
have become like unto a god.
Yes.
They have a ship.
Bognog's
The
tank
ship
is gonna roll out.
Well,
And you see, so Bognog's eyes grow really big, and he clearly wants whatever you were holding. But then this the expression changes as like some like guile comes over Bognog's face, and they go, "That just a power cell. Worthless to Bognog unless Bognog can use to power something. Can big machine repair things?"
I am capable of reconstruction, yes.
If you give Bognog that, and you fix Bognog's secret weapon, then Bognog will let all the prisoners go.
What is your intent behind this secret weapon?
Just so pure.
It make Bognog go very fast. That's all you have to know.
This will end well.
Can we stay a bit and just watch?
Can we just watch what happens here, please?
Well, companions, do you believe this is a fair trade?
Us trade we've got so far.
Honestly, I can't wait to find out what happens if we make it.
Can put a trip wire in his secret weapon too.
Shh.
Are there other species on this planet?
I don't know.
And I kind of like turn
Why?
my back to
Yeah.
Bognog and like kind of like huddle with my group. I suppose if it ends badly, that we'll just have more volunteers for Golgi.
Well, and we're with this planet, this system is in the ghost belt, right? Like,
It is. It's far out.
Near-ish. Oh, it is far out. The
I
burn
mean-
is still a ways away from this.
The burn is it's in the middle between like the burn and civilization. It's
Got it. Okay, well, never mind. I was going to make a really sort of depressing comment about how it's not going to matter for long anyway, but
I mean, that is safe to say of any
Yay.
place in the ghost belt, because you never
Well,
know when the burn
that's
is just
true.
gonna jump right in there.
A little voice. I trust you. If you see this secret weapon and you change your mind, I trust your judgment.
An excellent way to put it, Ciela Gloss. Yes.
Understood. Bognog,
Yes.
if you agree to these terms, please take me to your secret weapon.
Okay, I take you there. No one else can go though. You all can go look at prisoners. Only Bognog, only giant robot.
Little voice.
I don't have a little voice.
Oh, no.
Who
No,
you
no.
calling little?
You are very large, but my name is Little Voice.
Oh. Okay. Little voice. Robot. Come with me. And he starts heading out into the hallway here.
He just kind of looks to the others like
You are being absconded
we-
with, my friends.
Should we follow?
Can I?
No follow, just little voice robot.
Again, I turn my back to Bognog and just huddle with the group.
Excuse me. Bognog.
This is a party huddle.
Yeah.
So.
You nosy little Nivik. Nosy boy.
I could sneak like 5 little bugaboos into a little, I don't know,
Oh.
crevice or cavity if you open up a little door for some of them to
Yeah,
hide
let's-
inside of you.
Let's go ahead and do that. Like just like the window pane of like where a pilot would sit in, just kind of like just
Yeah.
just enough.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So you get a few bugs in, and all the other Niviks make sure that nobody follows, Little Voice and Bognog. They keep you all in this chamber. They're like, you have to wait here until it's all clear. And Little Voice, Bognog will lead you out into this hallway that you came through, and they touch the wall in a certain space, and you see all of a sudden something appears as a false door. gives away. And
Oh,
you
I'm
can see that
impressed.
there is actually a secret passageway inside here that Bognog opens up. And so as they are leading you here, you can... I'll go ahead and grab you here. Oh, I gotta give you... Can
Oh, you don't
make
have
it so they can
light.
see? Yeah.
Yeah, I
yes.
just realized you. Here, I'll give you.
I
some
could,
for the moment.
if he cannot see, he will pull
He
out
cannot.
his,
Yeah, because...
his laser sword.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Great. Yeah,
Just-
so
I'll do that
the
instead.
Nivix seem to move around just completely in the dark. They
go.
must have dark vision. But yeah, you see Bognog takes you into this like secret little space behind this hidden wall here. And you can see that there are a bunch of like cool items that have been put up. You see like a lot of like car parts or, you know, other like ship parts in here. And on one section, there is a motor, like a speed bike. So this thing, you know, if you activate it, it will hover and they can speed around on board it. It's something you've seen like on a lot of urban planets, basically the equivalent of like a motorcycle. And Bognog looks at you and says, well, can you put that in it? This is Bognog's secret weapon.
I
Oh
think
my
you
God.
should go for it, little voice.
Oh yeah.
Bognog, this is an incredible piece of technology you have found.
Yeah.
I will do my best to repair.
Yeah. I want it to go really fast.
Understood.
Okay. Well, if you make it go really fast, then we have no problem here. You can take all the prisoners. They're boring anyway. None of them could fix the hover bike.
I don't think I can either. Just fire that off there. Looking at that
Maybe I
stat
can
sheet.
assist you somehow, like whisper into your ear of like, connect that wire here. and that."
Maybe.
Sure. I think, you know, you're inside. So Bognog is going to sit down on a crate and, of course, watch you do this. So fixing this is going to be a complexity 3 skill roll. So you can decide what you would like to use. And then if Vam is helping you, getting aid from an ally is going to reduce your complexity by 1. So this will make it a complexity 2 to try and fix this bike.
Okay. Well, would this be, would you prefer an engineering roll or a knowledge roll?
I think it's totally up to you what you feel like. What are you using? What is Little Voice calling on in this situation to fix this bike?
Not engineering. Knowledge is a little bit better.
Maybe somewhere in your stored memory you have like a motorcycle repair book that someone has read you can access.
Quite possibly. I mean, Little Voice is used to being in desolate worlds where you have to scrap together whatever you can to conserve the biomes that you're part of. So I'm going to argue a knowledge roll there.
All right. Yeah, let's do it. So with Vam's help, this is only going to be a complexity 2 to try and fix this bike. All right. And
you,
so
Vam.
yeah, you get to work while Vam is whispering directions in your ears between the two of you. And of course, every once in a while, you know, your old friend Bognog is just like leaning down, kind of breathing on the back of your neck, like watching you try and fix this bike. So I'm going to say you spend a little bit of time doing that, but it's going very well. And we can jump
Can I
back.
ask,
Oh, yeah,
real
of
quick,
course.
are there any known weapons that are attached to this bike?
Absolutely not. You're
Okay,
not
cool.
really sure why Bognog called it their secret weapon.
Great. Then we will continue doing our
you
best.
genuinely cannot imagine what, because it does make him go really fast. He will go really fast, but also like the worst he could do is maybe crash into someone or something. But like, you know, but Bognog seems like, no, this is it. This is my shit. You know, as he's looking at this bike. And we can jump back to the other room here. So once, you know, Bognog has gone out of sight, and you all clearly hear like a of like a door shuttering, opening and closing somewhere, and the Nivix are like, Okay, you can go see the prisoners now. Take that one. It's smelly. And they point at the Olran.
Reach out a paw.
Yeah. And this Olran, who's kind of like a pale blue crystal in color, she reaches out a hand to you all and is like, You're really here to save us?
Yes.
Oh, my goodness. It has been... I keep trying to tell them I don't know anything about this, but they yell, fix the game, and I just don't... Anyway, I'm Eldana. Thank you so much.
Eldana's just like any parent.
Yeah.
To like a 6-year-old.
Yeah, like I'm trying to make the computer game work. I just can't. It's broken. Yeah, and she's just clearly exhausted. You can see, around like her crystalline eyes, like the crystal's grown dark as those shadows, like the listless color. So she follows you out, and the rest of the Nivics are like, go up to the north, and then curve around, and then just tell the other Nivics that you can get the prisoners out.
That didn't work last time. One of you come with us.
And they look at you, and they look at the big pile of stuff, and they're like, fine. And one of them gets it. They all rock, paper, scissors. And then the one who loses gets up and kind of starts to lead you. He's heading up this way here.
Follow.
To the north. Yeah. And as you do, you reach this room up here, and you see that there are a bunch of other Nivics that are clustered around here. And they all kind of look up in surprise at these new people. And then the Nivic who's leading you is like, nah, it's fine. They gave the Blossom stuff. So we just gotta get through. We're getting the prisoners out. Yeah, they're stinky anyway. And all the Nivics are like, yeah, they're stinky.
I cannot.
As you continue, now the Nivic is continuing to lead you down this passageway, curving up to the northeast. And you come to a room now where you see there is a big sheet of metal that kind of forms a door on the other wall here, and then stuck into the wall, so you can see right here, it looks like an engine of a ship that has been rigged into the wall. And before you cross this line here, the Nivic's like, whoa, stop. And that's when you notice the smell of a carcass of a Kithuk, which is one of the big, like, ant kind of people that's slumped up against this wall directly opposite from the engine. And the Nivic's like, how do I turn this off? And it goes and kind of fiddles with the engine and bangs it a few times, and you see some sparks come off and be like,
he was gonna send us there with that.
Oh my god.
I forgot.
Oh, okay, I forgive everything.
I forgot there was a trap. It knew. It knew. And after that, the Nivic goes and kind of like pushes on this door until it opens up. And you see clustered now inside of this room just beyond this kind of southern door here are 3 individuals. You see a Zavoy. You see a... Let me make sure I get this right. You see a Kithuk, an Olran, and a Zavoy. That are all kind of set up, in this room here, and you see that they have a bunch of these smart slabs that have like shattered screens and broken parts that have been like laid out in front of them, and they're all just like putting these pieces together. And when you open up the door, they all look up in surprise, and they all like, what is happening? The Nivic's like, you're free, go. Get out of here. Okay, we done here? He looks at all of you.
Is there any more traps?
No. I don't think so. I don't know. I can't remember.
Is that one going to reset on us?
If you not hurry.
Kind of usher everyone out of the room.
Yeah, all the prisoners get up and they're like, is everything really okay? And they're like following after. Okay. And you can move back out in a group. And this Nivik, he runs and he just abandons you and heads back to chat with his buddies in the room over here.
Oh my gosh.
And you seem to be
Niviks.
completely left to your own devices in this Nivik.
Okay,
tunnel
well, we hurry
system.
past this trap.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to explore, but not when there are traps.
That is fair. And I think, as you are getting back these prisoners and they are all like hustling behind you, just like, okay, like cool to get out of here. We can jump back over to Little Voice where, you put that final, like, that wrench turn and, you flick up the ignition and this hover bike and lifts up off the ground and Bognog's like, oh my God, it's so beautiful.
Do these adjustments meet your satisfaction?
Yeah. No, it's good. It's good. And he's like climbing on board of it already. He's like, it's good. Yeah.
One moment. A gift.
And in his chest cavity pilot seat, he will like pop open that hood and take out a helmet and give Bognog his helmet.
What's this?
This is to protect you. It is armor.
Armor. So I cannot be killed.
That is untrue.
What?
Everything will come to an end sooner or later. This will help delay that.
And Bognog is sort of looking up at you with their jaw just hanging open. Is like, okay, but I'm not trading you any extra stuff for this.
No. This is a service to you. Please, a gift.
And he looks it over and he's like, does it light up?
Yes. If you push this button here.
And he puts on the helmet and he's like, I am invincible! Invincible Bognog! Vroom, vroom.
So
That is not what I said, yes?
I shall live forever! And like peels out of the cavern here and kind of bangs into the walls of the hallway as like the turning radius is not good enough to get out, but he forces it and continues down this hallway here. And I will say all of you can collect yourselves and exit swiftly out of this lair with your 4 prisoners in tow. So you have oh yeah,
I would like to confirm the Zavoy is Denier.
yes, the Zavoy is like, oh, thank you. It is so good to hear that somebody from the ARC is interested in what's happening. This is just a mess.
is Denier in a body?
Just
Or are they Zavoy?
Just Zavoy form. So they're slowly slugging along behind everybody. My suit was injured in the crash. It has been a very uncomfortable few weeks.
Oh, what a shame. I just got that. Well, I guess it's been a few months now, but
Oh, it
she's
looks
been
great.
wonderful. Thank you. She's really been wonderful. Do you know, I found a Jour colony that was willing to let
Oh, I
me
thought-
borrow one of theirs.
I thought we couldn't inhabit plantoids.
Well,
Is
it
that-
didn't end great, but for a while it was fascinating. We
Do you-
really should.
Do you happen to have a suit I could borrow? I do feel just a little bit underdressed.
No? Wait, now I don't remember. Do I have something in the ship?
Yeah. And you all can definitely have this conversation as you are sort of exiting this. And everybody, of course, is staring at you, sort of horrified.
Presumably, if there were any Niviks that had left this mortal coil, they wouldn't just be hanging around this cave system, right?
No, they definitely would have been.
Just because I would have been really amused to offer Denier one of them.
Yeah, this.
Yeah. Here.
But wasn't there one right outside the prison
A dead one?
that died in the trap?
Oh, that was a Kithuk body. But
Oh.
Denier will say, "Oh no, that was our captain."
Oh.
So there's a big hole blown in
Oh.
him from the
Oh.
gun
Oh.
explosion, and she's like,
I can't, no.
It's also quite stinky. You think it's been there for a bit.
Well,
Done a bit of
it just
decay.
means it's doing its conservation
natural thing.
cycle
She's like,
job.
I'd rather
yeah.
it be fertilizer, thank you.
Fair enough.
All right, so with that, you all have managed to free the crew of the Midnight Oil and get out of this Nivik lair, which is very, very exciting. We only have a few minutes here, so we can't go into the full backstories of what was going on here, but I did want to take a moment before we close things out to talk about our story path moments. I know we've had some back and forth with StoryPath, specifically for Ciela Gloss and Little Voice. I feel like both of you have kind of already achieved your first StoryPath moment in the background. So I definitely, next game, I'm going to go ahead and use a mechanic that Burn Bryte has, which is called the flashback feature, which is essentially where we revisit moments in time that have happened and play through the events of story paths as they happened then. So I think next game we're going to start out with one and then close out with one, if that all works for you, so we can achieve those story path events, learn a little bit more about Little Voice and Ciela Gloss. And then I also wanted to touch on, Eugenio, do you feel like Atash has already hit the first story path moment?
I don't. I think I know what it's going to be after today's session, but they need a little bit of downtime to achieve it. So not quite, but probably next session.
Okay, very cool. And then I know, Vam, we haven't found your secret ritual or your artifact. Like finding an artifact starts off your path, right?
Right.
Okay, very cool. All right, so I think next game then we'll definitely have that little bit of downtime, as you travel back to meet up with Jade Crucible, get a little bit more information about what's going on here. And then we will achieve the story path moments. So that's all. That's our game today. We saw a fight. We did some deals. We met the Niviks.
I love the Niviks.
Yeah,
love
the
them.
best.
The
I
best
would like
species.
to take
Oh
one
my
back
gosh.
with us.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it would
Me
take
too,
all
but
of your
different.
things.
And the goat pup? Can we just
Can we take the goat pup? Yeah.
yeah.
Well, apparently, I mean, if their leader lives more than 10 minutes with this supercharged speed bike,
Truly.
if Bognog lives,
This is what we need to see, though. This is what now
Yeah.
you're making us wait for next episode.
Now, next
what
time.
happens with Bognog?
oh,
We're leaving the
The
planet. We just see an
drama.
explosion.
now that he has a supercharged speed bike, secret weapon.
He's got that NOS in it, you know?
Yeah.
I knew Little Voice was going to give him a
Crotch rocket with
helmet.
NOS.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, so good. Well,
So
that
good.
that is all for us for our episode. Thank you everybody so much for hanging out, for supporting Code 2040, the show. This is a weekly show, so which means we will be back at the same time next Monday. And you can also let your friends know that even if they weren't able to catch the live stream, our videos always go up on YouTube a couple days after the stream, so you can catch episode 1 there. If you're new, you want to get caught up, you can also see all of season 1 where we played through Burning Daylight, which was the first ever module written for Burn Bryte. So do that, and please make sure to follow Roll20 everywhere on social media so you can hear about all the awesome shows that are coming up. Make sure to like this video, let Roll20 know that you enjoyed the show, let your friends know that you like the system. But yeah, let's go around to our wonderful cast and let the people know where they can find you when you're not here. So Gnome, let's start with you. Where can the folks go to find you?
Well, hi again. Thanks for another great session. This, the Nivik voice, just
Oh yeah.
so good. Just forever. This is the Celeste that I was hoping for, and you delivered.
It's good. This
Thank
is
you.
actually how I talk. This
Yeah,
is
that's
the
just
voice.
normal.
This
Yeah,
is the voice
that
I
is-
do when I'm GMing. This is my GM voice.
Yes, exactly. My name is Gnome. You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram at GnomeMedic. I do TTRPG things in TTRPG spaces. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday morning. If you like to wake up or you don't like to wake up, come wake up with me anyways. Eris Savat and I run a morning talk show where we talk about anything and everything, and just, again, I don't remember if I could swear on this channel. Wake the heck up.
Wake the heck
We'll
up.
stick with that. Wake the heck up.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And Nassim, where can folks go to find you?
You can find me everywhere on social media at Nazgul, and I also stream regularly along with Celeste on the Venture Maidens Twitch channel as the cast member of the Venture Maidens podcast.
Whee! And Lisa, where can people go to find you?
I am Lisa Penrose. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch at Lisa Spenrose. What? Lisa Penrose. Lisa spelled with a Y. I do want to call out 2 streams I'm doing this week on the One Bookshelf Twitch. Thursday at 10 a.m. I'm doing DM's Guild Community Jam. So I'm going to be talking to some creators about how to get started creating for D&D. And then on Friday at 11 a.m. Pacific time on the D&D Twitch, we're doing DM's Guild Design Dash, which is like the wackiest Iron Chef mixed with D&D design game show out there, / probably the only one.
Yeah, it's very cool. Definitely check it out. And oh wait, last on the order now. I'm not looking at the screen. It's a different screen now. Eugenio, where can people go to find you?
Hey everybody, I'm Eugenio. You can find me here on Twitch and on Twitter at DMJazzyHens. I'm the DM and producer of yet another D&D actual play podcast called The Last Refuge. New episodes every Wednesday. On Twitter at DND Last Refuge. Tomorrow night, finally, we skipped 2 weeks ago. We skipped a session because it was election night and we didn't want to play. But tomorrow night we are going to have session 2 of Hope and Redemption, a Harper's Tale D&D adventure with me. DM'd by Mini Train Domain Jake over on his channel with Dr. B and the Crafting Muse V and Goblin Katie all playing with me in that. So you can check us out tomorrow night. And then I stream on my own channel during the week. And on Sunday nights, you can check me out on Cypher of Tears Twitch channel as I am the storyteller for Into the Motherlands, a very different sci-fi setting and game.
What do you mean? They don't talk like this.
They're going to now. My biggest regret in not getting a Nivik body is only that I don't get to now do the voice for the rest of the season.
You know, we'll find a way. And my name is Celeste Conowich. I have been your storyteller, your game master this evening. The best way to keep up with all of the things I am doing and writing is to follow me on Twitter at @cconowich. You can see the full catalog, though, of my work and my schedule and all the podcasts I make and produce on my website, celesteconowich.com. I do want to say stay tuned because I am launching a new thing on the DM's Guild this week. It is called Puzzle Master, and it is a collection of puzzles with beautiful handouts by Stacey Allen and some really talented guild adepts. It's just a collection of puzzles, and it also features a dungeon if you want to do an escape room style dungeon. That's just
Why not?
puzzles.
Yes.
So that is going to be coming out in the next couple days, so stay tuned for that. Otherwise, thank you all so much for being here. And until next time, blast off! Blast off, everybody! Away to space! Goodbye!